What's up, guys? Just wanted to let you know the audio is a little bit janky on this podcast in the first 6 minutes. So hang in there. It gets really, really smooth, but everything that gets talked about is super, super valuable. So make sure that you stay tuned and soak up all of the information. Here's the podcast with Jake. What is going on, guys? And welcome back to another video. Today, I have with me Jake Barron, who is one of the first ever fitness coaches to join Empire Blueprint. And I wanted to bring him on the show today just to kind of check in with him, see how things have been going on his front. He's grown his social media following pretty drastically since he joined. Jake, do you remember what number of followers you were at like back when you first started? Would have been like 11, 12 years ago, or sorry, 11, 12 months ago?
I must have had about 700, but it was all like family and friends. I had done no social media as far as fitness goes. So it was really just a collection of family and friends from over the years. And yeah, ended up losing a lot of followers when I first started posting because, again, they weren't following me for the fitness stuff. So pretty much starting, from scratch.
There you go. Okay, so you had like 700 followers. You're about to hit that 20K mark, which is really, really big. 20K, that's huge. Like, I'm not sure how much you care about every follower mark that you hit, but 10,000 followers, it's impressive. 20,000 followers, that means that you've been grinding, that you've been putting in a lot of work. And I really stay up to date on your content. Like, I try to follow along with it just because I've always seen like the potential that you have had. And it's been really cool to watch the progression of your account because number one, I want to give you props for this, Jake. You're one of the few people that's actually really, really stayed consistent. Like, you try really, really hard to make sure that you're headed in the right direction. And I think that one thing that's really, really cool looking at your account and knowing the type of content that you've posted and how it's changed has been the fact that even though you haven't had like this massive breakthrough where, oh my gosh, all of a sudden now I'm like seeing so much results, I'm getting all the followers, it's been a slow grind. And what I've also seen is that even though you're like a good looking guy who's good at talking as well and good at like engaging the audience, not only have you gotten better at engaging your audience, but at the same time, you've also really come into your own as like showing your personality on social media. And I think that that's really why you're starting to pick up some really, really good traction. So if you could tell us a little bit about your current job, like what you're doing, and then how your fitness coaching business and that type of things like is playing into your current day-to-day life.
Right. Well, I mean, when I came to you, I had not even started anything as far as fitness coaching. I was brand new to it, and I already have a really good job. I'll say that my career is headed in a good direction. I do construction management. So when I came to you, it wasn't like I need to make all this money super quick. It's not a get-rich-quick scheme, right? It wasn't coming in and trying to, I need to make this money super fast. I wanted to build a business that I feel I'm only just getting started. It's been a year and I'm just at the very beginning. I want this to continue into a several year, if not my whole life career that just continues to generate consistent income and pairs nicely with, what I'm doing on with my construction career. So, right now I am spending my day-to-day, my 9 to 5 essentially working construction. And then when I finish that, I come home and I meet with clients, I update programs, I post content, and eventually would it be ideal to have this, go into a full-time career, of course. And that's where I think things are headed. But definitely takes a lot of time to build on the front end. It's not just something where you hop in and then you start posting content and all of a sudden money just gets deposited into your account. You really have to build something. And that's what I'm trying to do here is actually be consistent and create a business that is not just a get in for a year and get out, something where I can have this down the road for years to come. And I think that's been the big focus. I mean, I haven't missed a day posting a video since we started working together.
There you go. Yeah, and I think it's been like 14 months now, or maybe even a little bit more than that. So a ton of consistency, from 700 followers up to 20,000 followers in, the span of a year, which some people, dude, the amount of entitlement that you see with people getting on social media today, where they hop on there and they're like, Well, why don't I have 10,000 followers?
Right.
I've been posting for 2 months consistently, and it's like, oh my goodness, it's all those people that end up burning out the fastest,
Yeah.
like because they post a couple times and they come into it thinking like, oh yeah, there's like this, I just have to post like these 4 different things, and then I'll
Right.
be at 10,000 followers. And I think that a lot of people see posting as being really, really difficult at the very beginning. And so every single post that they make, they're like, oh, this is so hard. They're like, it better work. And they're banking on it so far. But what you've seen, and what I know to be true as well, is the fact that as you post more, you get better at it. Like it gets so much easier.
Yeah. I've learned what works. I mean, I spent a long time. Last year was a lot of trial and error. And there was a good stretch of time where I wasn't picking up any traction. And, I wasn't expecting to get in right away and all of a sudden, bam, like you're saying, followers just come and then all of a sudden everything's good.
Yeah.
I knew I had to put some time in, but it's just getting to post that content and then learning what works. And I found a couple formats that worked, and I started posting more of that. And then that's what started bringing in more followers, bringing in more leads, bringing in more clients, because I was able to learn from what I was posting to see, hey, this is working. Let's do more of that. And, would you know it, it parlays into more followers and more people getting attention on your page. So
Yep,
definitely
100%.
It's a learning. You can be consistent and post every day, but you still have to learn what is working and what's not working. You can't just post the same video every day and expect a different result. I mean, it's going to have to be an evolution of your content to make sure that you're actually headed in the right direction.
Dude, you know what's so funny about it too is, inside of Empire Blueprint, we give you like the tools, like we're teaching you how to tell stories, the systems, the productization, teaching you how to be better at the sales side of things, overall teaching you these tools that like we put in your belt. And then we're like, hey, go build your business. Like that's ultimately the goal of Empire Blueprint. But it's so funny because like I couldn't have expected to see the formats that are doing well for you right now. I couldn't have seen that from the beginning. I know one of your formats because I watch your videos, and one of them is just you're sitting there with like you're sitting there and you're just showing kind of like your upper chest and your head, and you've just got like the best chest insertion for your upper chest of all time. Here, I wonder if I could actually
I mean, it works because the engagement half the time. I mean, the comments, there's people like commenting on my chest, and then that just drives engagement and drives more people to see the video.
100%, dude. And I'm looking at it, I'm like, dude, this is the most genius thing ever, because I'm like, he legitimately has one of the best upper chest insertions like I've ever seen. Like I've been training chest for 9 years, and I don't have this like round look to my upper chest. Like I don't have that. But then you can make these videos like this where you're sitting there and you look so jacked, even though, no offense, you're not like a 250 pound bodybuilder. You're not a huge guy, but at the same time, you've got this one genetic component that is allowing you to get amazing results when it comes to your social media, and people are like listening to you, and they're like, oh my goodness, let me tune in, let me go to this guy's page and like see what else his physique looks like, let me go to this guy's page and like see if he's natural, like all this type of thing. It sparks that genuine curiosity, and it's genius. But like not everybody can do that specific thing. So part of building your presence online has to do with saying like, hey, what are the things that works? And you wouldn't have figured that out if you had never posted a video like that with your shirt off and seen that people like latch onto that. And they're like, oh my gosh, bro, like, what do you do for your chest? You know what I'm saying? And you immediately establish authority with them right off the bat. And I just thought that was so cool. And I think that it's so unique because like even I can't make those videos because my upper chest it's not that impressive.
It also helped when I got pretty lean this past summer, and lean and tan, and whether or not, I'm not a huge guy. I mean, my goal was always to get bigger, but then, I kind of found out, hey, I could be a little bit healthier, be a little bit leaner, maybe get a little bit tanner. And then these videos, like, they look really good because if I'm fit, I'm lean, I'm healthy. Like, I mean, it really just, because I know that while you don't have to have a good physique to be successful, that when it is there and when your physique is looking good, people do engage with that more, and it builds a level of respect as well, and it also drives more clients to your page and potential clients that say, hey, this guy's in good shape, this guy's got a chest that I would like to get one day, or maybe this guy has abs that I want to have one day. So it really just pushes you to be more fit and more healthy. Because obviously, I think we've all seen it, but fitness coaches and personal trainers out there that aren't in great shape. I mean,
Hmm.
it's a classic trope, but I mean, at the same time, if you really want to be successful as a personal trainer, as a fitness coach, then being in great shape is only going to help out.
100%. Yeah, that's really important to show with your body, with your billboard that you practice what you preach. And I think that you've done a great job at doing that. When it comes to your overall like business, so you made it pretty clear that you joined Empire Blueprint not looking to like, oh, I need to get out of my job, I need to quit this. I think that that's really cool to have, like, to bring you on here and interview somebody like that, because a lot of people they come to us when they're like, dude, I'm just so sick of my job, I can't take it like for one more second. But I always encourage people. I'm like, dude, keep your job, especially when you've got a job that's already paying really good money like yourself. Treat this as your side passion. Prove to yourself that you can do it in your free time before you actually just say, hey, I'm gonna say screw it and like quit my job, and now I have 12 hours every single day where I'm sitting there because I realize now that I haven't trained myself to be productive with the free time that I do have, even when I was working the job. Because when you're at a job, you're just constantly getting told what to do. So a lot of people haven't even exercised that part of their brain, like where you have to now tell yourself what to do. You have to be your own boss. You have to be the person who's like cracking the whip every single day, every single hour. And most people don't have the discipline to do that. Like, they haven't reached that level of self-mastery. So for you, number one, I'll ask you this. How many clients do you currently have? And how many people are you working with? And then where would you like to kind of see it continue to progress?
Right now, I'm working with 4 active clients, and I've
Gotcha.
been able to from the start. I've been able to kind of keep a revolving mix between 2 and 5 clients, and I've found
Hmm.
that this is a pretty good amount of clients for me personally, with
Yeah.
balancing a 40+ hour work week.
Yeah.
And I think that could I get to, I think my goal would be to kind of consistently have between 5 and 10 active clients that I
Hmm.
am working with. And I put a lot of time in each client right now. And I feel like
Yeah.
I've built out a lot of systems, but at the same time, I am really trying to, I'm probably going above and beyond right now with each client because I really want to get
Yeah.
those first transformations, those first client testimonials.
Mhm.
To be really good. And I want to continue the business that way. But at the same time, it takes a lot of effort and takes a lot of time for each client. And I want to make sure that I'm not taking too many to where I'm not able to actually provide the value that
Yeah.
I think is what they need for the fitness coaching they're paying for. So,
Yeah.
it takes a lot of time to invest in each client. But I think that with my current schedule and with what I have going on right now, it's been a pretty consistent flow, and I'm able to balance things nicely right now.
Gotcha. I think that that's really cool, because another thing that we see is just like the people that come in that want to get rich quick, and they're like, oh, I want to get as many clients as fast as possible. It's like, why don't you prove, to yourself and like to a couple of like people that you're actually a good coach. You learn a lot from the first couple of clients that you work with about yourself and about how you want things to operate. And you've taken your time, like you've been really consistent with it. And I think that what you're doing right now is you're really focusing on building up that social media aspect and that social media following, and you're becoming a lot better, but you're really playing the long game. Like, you're not in a rush. And I think that that's cool. I think that that's cool to be able to see somebody that's going in there that's having, like 3 to 5 clients consistently. They're putting in that effort and they're making money every single month. But at the same time, it's nothing crazy. Like, we're not hitting these $10,000, $20,000 months by any means, but it's helping like pay the rent. It's helping pay for groceries. It's like covering all of that. So it's a really, really good place to be, where you can kind of hone in on your craft. You can practice it, but then also you can put the focus, where it also needs to be, which is at your job and towards the content that you're making.
Yeah, and who knows where this is going to go? I mean, like I said in the beginning, I think I'm just at the very beginning of this fitness
Yeah.
coaching career. I mean, this to me, even though it's been a year posting content, gone from
Hmm.
700 to almost 20,000 followers, I mean, that to me is just like the very start. So, in my
Yeah.
eyes, things are only going to continue to grow exponentially. And so
Hmm.
down the road, obviously there will be a decision to be like, okay, I'm making X with fitness coaching, and now it's
Hmm.
actually hindering me by working this other job. I'm not making more money over here, and that's a decision I'll have to make at some point. Hopefully, that's a good decision to be blessed with. But at the same time, you just don't know where it's going to go. And I am playing the long game here. I want
Yeah.
this to be in years down the line. I mean, making an extra few $1,000s a month is huge for someone. I mean,
Yeah.
even if you don't ever scale to that $10,000 to $20,000 a month if you're working another full time job, but just knowing that that's something that's on the horizon that can be done if I just kind of keep focusing and keep grinding. I mean, it's not
Completely. I love your mindset with this, man. Like I really, really do. And I think that it's really, really cool to see that. And I also want to speak to this point because there might be some people that are watching this right now that you're in a similar position to Jake, where like you're making money at your current job, but you're also like, hey, like, yeah, I do want to build a social media following. I'm passionate about fitness. The people who are actually passionate about it, not the people that just like say, yeah, bro, I'm passionate about it. They actually just want to make money. The people who are actually passionate about fitness, actually passionate about coaching, they have no problem playing the long game because they understand how it works. They understand how social media works. They understand how long it takes to build up a reputation. They understand how long it takes to build, authority. And some people will speed run the process. Some people will like 100% blow past it. But when you're operating with a level of contentment and you're saying, hey, this is something that I'm passionate about. I'm getting to practice it, and I'm making a couple $1,000s every single month. I'm paying for rent. I'm paying for groceries. Like I'm paying for my existence, and then everything else gets to go into a bank. Like that's a great feeling to be able to set that aside. But then also to be able to have something that you're focusing on outside of that 9 to 5 is really, really powerful because just for the sole mental aspect for like men wanting to progress further, wanting to put their energy into something, oftentimes the 9 to 5 just doesn't scratch that itch. Like there is something else there. And if you're going home and you're watching TV and you're like playing video games and your free time isn't going towards like becoming better or like practicing something, mastering a craft in that free time, you go crazy. And I know that that's exactly why you joined this in the first place, is because you realize that about yourself. You're like, yeah, I don't want to just be doing construction management all the time. Like I want to explore some more options. I want to be able to put my effort and my energy and like practice turning my passion into something.
Of course. I mean, and when I go into my office on a Saturday, in office in my house, and I work for 4 to 6 hours to 8 hours on a Saturday or a Sunday, I'm not like, oh man, this sucks. I gotta work on client stuff. I need to work on my website. It's fulfilling. I mean, it's really
Very.
enjoyable to talk with clients, to meet with clients, to go over their programs, to review their form, review their diets, and then work on my website and work on educational videos in the back. It's so
Yeah.
enjoyable and fulfilling to put all this effort into something, because I know it takes a long time to build up a backlog of material and really dial in your training system and really dial in your programming and all that. But to work on it and to actually see results from it and to see people and clients enjoying what I'm putting out there for them, it really is fulfilling. And it's not something that feels like work. I get to
Yeah.
and actually put time in something that's going to benefit me in the future. It's already benefiting me now, and it's something that's enjoyable to do.
Completely. Well,
So
I saw one of your most recent videos, and this
yeah.
is what I'm going to ask you about next. I saw that you were making the video in your car and you were talking, you're saying, dude, I've been posting on social media for all this time, but I'm still scared whenever I go to make like a talking head video on my phone in my car sitting in the gym parking lot. You're like, I'm still overcoming that fear. I think a lot of people are still overcoming that fear. It's still something that I have to consciously, if I'm making a story in public or something like that, and I'm going to be talking to my phone, I have to be like, all right, like accept the awkwardness. Like you've got a lot of followers on Instagram. This is what you're passionate about. Like scene, you know what I'm saying? Like start. What about that has been beneficial for you in the other areas of life? Has it helped you find more confidence? And then also, like, what are you doing to kind of push past, that natural want to hide away and to be a little bit more introverted?
Yeah. Well, I mean, I preach about a lot of confidence in my content. I mean, I
Hmm.
preach about how getting in shape and doing these things actually brings a lot of confidence to you when you don't have when you're not in shape and you're not actually actively pursuing something that's benefiting you. So, I mean,
Yep.
to me, it's still tough. Obviously, it's still I get embarrassed a little bit sometimes still when I post a video. I know my friends and family and coworkers and people follow me.
Yeah.
People in my community follow me. My people in my gym follow me. So
Mm-hmm.
I can't say that I just started posting content and all of a sudden it was just like, oh, I'm all good. I'm a content creator. That's what I do, and I don't
Yep.
care at all. But over time, I've really come into the fact that not everyone cares about you as much as you think they do, in the sense that
Completely.
people aren't like always going to judge you, and even if they do, it doesn't matter. There's so many
Completely.
people out there doing this and doing even crazier things than just posting videos online. I mean,
Mm-hmm.
you really get the sense that, all right, this is what I'm going to do, and I just don't care if someone's going to judge me, because let them judge me. I am building a business for myself, I'm generating income, and I'm creating a future for myself down the road. It's going to be something that they wish they had and that I'm going to have by posting content, by working with people, by doing these things. So that's just the mindset I've taken into it. Like, I am working right now on my future in 10 years from now, 15 years from
Mm-hmm.
now. And I see a certain life for myself. You know, my fiance and I, we see a certain life for ourselves down the road. And like, we're working to have that life. You know what? I just don't care right now. I just don't care. I mean, I still care a little bit. Obviously, it's tough to put that all to the side, but it's just knowing that, all right, I'm doing my thing and I'm working on myself, I'm working on my business. And at the end of the day, if someone's going to look at me and judge me, and someone was looking at me while I was filming that video in my truck the other day, and you know what? It's just kind of putting that to the side and being like, that person doesn't know me. They don't care about me. They've got no, involvement in my life. So I don't need to waste time thinking about it. But it's still something that hits in the back of your mind. When you're pulling out your phone in public, you're like, oh man, here we go. But I think going forward, it's just going to be continuing that mindset. Like, I am doing this for me. I'm doing this for my family. I think that it doesn't need to affect me if someone's going to judge me. And if they are going to judge me, I
Yeah.
mean, you know how social media goes. You get plenty of hate comments online or comments online. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
it's just going to be what it is.
Yeah, I noticed that when it comes to filming in public or like taking those videos in your car, in the gym, that type of stuff, I found it very, very helpful to just think about the fact that everybody around me thinks that I'm on a FaceTime call. Because I take FaceTime calls in public all the time and I'm like talking to somebody and it's not weird.
It's a great
But
point.
when you think about the fact that like, oh, I'm posting on social media, there's something that adds that weird element because nobody's actually listening to you while you're talking. It's just your phone listening to you. And then you're going to go post on social media. It creates like this sort of like weird, corny element to it. And so that's what I try to do is like, I always just act when I'm like filming a story or filming a thing in the car, like I'm on a FaceTime with somebody. And if you really treat it like somebody else, even the people that are around you will think that you're just like just on a FaceTime. It won't go through their head like, oh, this nerd's posting on stories. They're like, oh no, that dude's like on the phone with somebody. You know what I'm saying? Because that's so much more normalized. So that's one way that I've kind of gone about overcoming it. But it is difficult. Like it's difficult to put yourself out there. And I think that props to you because you've already got a good job. Like you've already got, you're good looking. You've got a good physique. I got all these other things. And what I see with a lot of guys that don't tap into their potential. Like they don't realize those things. I mean, dude, there's so many good looking dudes that I see working in grocery stores, stocking shelves. I made a video about it the other day. I saw like this guy that looks like Henry Cavill, like stocking shelves at Walmart. And I was like, what are you doing here, bro? Like, and you try to explain what you realize if you talk to these people is that a lot of them don't do this because they've created this perfect view of themselves inside of their own head. And they've thought, I am a good looking person. They're like, okay, I'm pretty good looking. Like I'm pretty muscular. Like I whatever. I have like potential.
Right.
But they never realize the potential because they're so scared that somebody might look at them and think, wow, look at this good looking guy. He's a cornball. And so they're like so scared of that
Yeah.
that it's pride ultimately that's holding them back from going out there and doing what it would take in order to realize their potential because they've framed themselves in their head as like this perfect person, and as soon as they do something like corny, it might give somebody like ammunition against them to like make them look bad, and then they just overthink, and then they spiral, and they're like, I don't want anybody to ever think something bad about me, so I'm going to take up as little bandwidth inside of people's head as possible. I'm going to fly under the radar because I would rather not be known at all than be known and like slightly criticized. And even the amount of criticism that comes your way is just nowhere near the amount of positivity that comes your way in like all of the situations. And so it's hilarious to look back on it and see. But isn't that funny that like pride is ultimately what holds a lot of people back? They say they're introverted, but they're actually not. They're just like deep down scared that somebody's going to judge them for what they're posting.
Well, that was exactly me.
Yeah.
Before I came to you, before I got involved in Empire Blueprint, I mean, I wanted to make something happen. I knew I wanted to start a business in fitness. I wanted to do something, but I knew that in today's world, to make that happen, I was going to have to start posting on social media. And to me, it was such a big hurdle because I was like, same thing. I didn't want my pride to take a hit. I was so prideful, and I didn't want any but my friends and family to judge me for videos. I didn't want random people to comment on my physique. And I knew at the time I didn't, my physique was good, but it wasn't anywhere near what the top level physiques are. So I had that insecurity too. And then just growing up too, and being a skinny guy and being insecure about that, I think it just all played into me like not wanting to take that leap to actually start posting content because I just was so scared of the judgment I was going to get from people. But then once I got involved and once I started talking with you guys and then the other coaches inside Empire Blueprint, realized that, oh, a lot of people are doing this and they're not scared to do it and they're making things happen. It's like, why should I be? Right. And that was a big turning point to where I realized that, okay, I can post these videos and yeah, people are going to judge me. People are going to unfollow me. People are going to, maybe make comments about me, whatever, to their friends. But that is all behind me now. And it's just making that switch to be like, all right, like this is what I'm going to do. And this
and it doesn't go away. Like that's what's so funny about it is it doesn't go away. I have like 600,000 followers on Instagram right now. Like I've made millions of dollars like doing this over the past couple of years. And it's so funny to think about the fact that I will still go out of my way to like hide my following from some of the people that I meet, especially females. Like I'll purposefully be like, but then what I have to realize, I realize what I'm doing and I have to call myself out on it, like in my own head. And so then what I do instead is like, I'll just like tell people, I'm like, yeah, I'm super famous. And they're like, oh, what do you mean by that? And I'm like, well, I'm kind of joking, but like I have a social media following, and I'll tell them about what I do, and I'm very open about that versus like naturally I want to like hide it because I don't want them to go to my page and be able to see all of these videos of me because you really put yourself out there on social media. And so when somebody goes through that, it's like a vulnerable thing. And when you see somebody, you want them to have this crystal clear, perfect image of you in their head. And if they go through their social media, they might find something that they disagree with. And all of a sudden they don't like you. And it all just comes back. It stems from this fear of just like not being accepted and just wanting people to think that you're like this perfect human being. But the more vulnerability, the better. And I'm sure you've seen that in your content as well, is like when you open up with people, that's how you connect and that's how you change lives. And people aren't going to judge you for that. Like some people are, but those people are the very ones that are just like you. Like they are scared to put themselves out there. And so they go out there and they judge other people that are doing what they actually want to do time and time and again. Those are always the people casting stones, or the people that wish that they were in the situation that you were in.
Yeah, of course. I mean, there's so many people out there that, will comment positive things on your post. And then you see people that comment that one little comment that's like a negative comment. You're just thinking like, okay, well, what are you doing? I'm out here actually sharing a lot of my vulnerability, sharing a lot of things, personal things online, trying to build this business for myself, trying to help people, trying to work with as many people as possible. So the negative comments start to just kind of fizzle out because, and not that they don't come in, but just that I don't pay as much mind to them as I did in the beginning. Because to me, it's like I know what I'm doing. I know my path forward. I know who I'm helping, and that's all that matters to me right now.
Completely. You start to develop more grit for sure.
Oh, of
And
course.
as of right now, what would you say are like the main skills that you're focused on when it comes to improving your business? Like, are you actively really trying to improve your sales skills? And does that confidence really help with sales?
Yeah, I mean, sales is a huge one. I had no sales experience when I started, and
Mm-hmm.
the wealth of knowledge inside Empire Blueprint just on sales alone has helped me a ton. Like my first few sales calls, I fumbled around. I mean, I just didn't know how to pitch my product,
Mm-hmm.
didn't know how to handle objections, and I would say that the first 20 calls I took were just hit a swing and a miss. I just didn't know how to do it. But my success rate of the last, 10 calls I've taken has been almost 50% versus
Yeah.
previous 20 was like zero because I've just continued to, watch all the content inside Empire Blueprint and listen to the tactics, the objection handling, how you pitch your product, and just understanding the process of a sales call because
Mm-hmm.
it is at the end of the day a business and selling is something you have to do whether or not you are good at it or not. You have to develop that skill. So that's one skill that I am really just continually trying to develop, and it just comes from hopping on more calls and just being being in that position a lot more. And that's why I try to hop on calls with as many people as possible, even if I know that maybe they're not totally qualified. But right
Mm-hmm.
now, in the beginning, I need that experience. I need to hop on the phone with people. And that's the best way to learn is just by talking to someone on the phone and running through the process, whether or not you close them or not. Obviously, you want to. But at the same time, that's the best thing you can do to learn. And that's
Completely.
a huge push right now is just continuing to improve upon my sales.
There you go. And yeah, you've already got a great passion for like the behind the paywall stuff, which is great.
Yeah.
Like you're really going above and beyond with every single client. Like you have your systems built out, which is so cool to see. And I think that for you that's going to be a main component. And then as things start to, come to fruition a little bit more, being more aggressive, like with the sales tactics, and as that confidence increases, your confidence in your ability to sell your product just dramatically increases as well. Like I'll go extremely hard on people now on sales calls, and because I know that I've been on I've been on calls with people before where they were so hesitant, and then I went hard on them, like I pushed them, and they ended up signing up, and they were so thankful they ended up signing up again after their first 6 months were over because they loved it so much. And so it's like, if I truly believe in the power of my product, and I truly believe that it's that good, which it needs that backing, which
Yeah.
is you putting in that extra time, going above and beyond with your clients and really sacrificing. As soon as you come into that position of being a good coach, you become a better salesman. I think that that's one of the most crucial things, but it's great to hear that, everything inside of Empire Blueprint and the sales mentorship has really helped you out with that. I guess last question that I'll kind of leave you with, have you noticed as well, like you're talking about confidence more often, you're practicing confidence on your Instagram, that's playing over into your sales, into your business. Have you noticed it as well, like with your job, like just when it comes to interacting with people, and just handling like the 9 to 5 better, because that's been like the key theme of this entire call is the fact that you're doing this job and you're doing the fitness coaching on the side. Have you noticed like positive benefits in that area of your life as well?
Certainly. It's all played together because it's not like my life is I go to work and then I do fitness. It's like it's all tied together. A
Yeah.
lot of it intermingles, and I actually just helped a coworker lose about 70 pounds, which was crazy.
Wow, that's awesome.
It felt really good to have that be able to be something I can do while at work, and it just has stemmed from the confidence. Going into my job now, along the way of working on my fitness coaching, I've taken a bigger leadership position in my company. I've moved up the ranks. I've become a more confident person. I've become a leader in my company
Mhm.
while working simultaneously on this. So it's not like I'm taking a back seat to my 9 to 5. I am like pushing as hard as I can there too, because I know I can, and I know that
Hmm.
building this business on the backside has just boosted my confidence throughout, all I do. Because going to
Yeah.
work now, I know, like, okay, I can talk to people, I can sell people, because sales is part of every job. Whether or not you are bagging groceries or you're a scientist or something, there's a
Hmm.
selling element and knowing how to talk to people and knowing how to not manipulate people, but knowing just how to speak to someone to achieve a certain outcome that can carry through to any business. So when I've been improving my sales with fitness coaching, I've been really improving my confidence in managing construction projects and managing schedules and budgets and things like that during my 9 to 5. So yeah, it all ties together, and of course, it just I mean it's only helped me on every aspect.
Well, that is great to hear, man. Well, this has been a breath of fresh air. I think it's a lot of really, really good insight. And I just think it covers really well how there's different ways to go about approaching this type of stuff. And like what exactly do you want your life to look like? I think that you're playing the long game. And it's really, really cool to see you comfortable with where you're at, continuing to push, continuing to get better, knowing exactly where you need to go. So thank you very much for hopping on, man, and kind of giving us a look into what things have been going on. It's great to have you inside of Empire Blueprint and continue to crush it with the social media, with the sales. I really hope that in the future, you and your fiance, you guys can have that life that you guys have always wanted. Just keep planning for it and working towards it.
Yes, sir. Well, I appreciate the time. It was nice talking to you.
Of course, man. Thanks for coming on.